Hello, I am Megan Kimbler, Spanish teacher at Excelsior Academy Middle School, and today we are going to be learning about differentiation strategies and movements in the classroom, both which go hand in hand. So there are three standards that go with this, and basically what we want for all of this is we want to maximize class time, keep the kids engaged. We want to make sure that students are participating by paying attention. They have good thoughts. They feel safe. We have a great environment that they're learning in, that it's all inclusive, that it doesn't matter how the kids learn, that everyone can learn, and catering to them. We want to have good DI with movement, and everything wants to have a purpose. And we want to scaffold or funnel down the work that the kids do so that everybody is able to learn and everyone is able to reach the expectations and our mastery goals that we set for them. This is the breakdown of today. We'll be having a bell ringer. We'll talk about differentiation strategies, how to move it. We're going to try it. We're going to put differentiation and movement together. We're going to apply it, and then we're going to share. I am very much that person. When Siri tells me that it is 42 minutes for me to get to Chick-fil-A, I'm going to make it in 35 because I'm hangry. For a bell ringer, what grade do you teach? Do you know what grade you do teach? I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th. Do you know what differentiation is? Now, some people do, some people don't. And if you don't, thank you for your honesty and continue on to number 5. If you do know what it is, are you confident in the differentiation strategies that you use? Number 4, name 2 strategies that you use to differentiate instruction. And then in 47 minutes, how many minutes of movement do you have? That one is the key one. How much movement do you have in the classroom? I'm not talking a kid that just sits there and shimmies in their seat the whole entire time. How many minutes do you have dedicated to these kids standing up, moving, using their hands, not just sitting there going? Those are the 3 movements that most kids make in a class period. So let's talk about differentiation. Differentiation are teaching methods that adapt to each student in the room. The short, sweet version of this is tailoring your lesson to meet every student needs. There are ways to adapt and accommodate the work so that everyone is successful. So we're going to take a quick side quest. What are your class mastery goals? When I say what are your class mastery goals, is it 80% of the class at 80%? That was the common one 11 plus years ago when I first started at Excelsior Academy. I know what mine are. I'm going to keep them to myself. I will write them down. I wrote mine down too. And I want you to hold that thought. But as long as it's written, you'd write it down because when we write things down, it matters. All right, let's talk about different, there are 4 different, wow, this is a mouthful. There are 4 key elements or different differentiation strategies. We have content, process, product, and the learning environment. And sometimes all 4 elements are used to reach every student at their level. Sometimes you can get away with 1, sometimes you can get away with 2, sometimes you need all 4. Here's the thing, and this is an important note. You want to bring all the students up to level, not dumb it down for the kids. You want to bring everybody up. It's always lifting everybody up. We're not dumbing it down. We don't want to hold people back. We want to challenge everyone. You'll be surprised, those kids who see oh, I'm with my peers. I got this. I can do it just as well as they do. Oh, I went the wrong way, so sorry about that. So this is an activity break that I would take where I would have people stand up and write how people differentiate things between content in their class, process, product, and environment. So why does it matter? We want to increase engagement in the lesson. You got the kid who doesn't understand, they're going to misbehave. You got the student that knows it all, they're going to turn around, shout out every answer, and be like, oh, why don't you guys know this? And then you have everyone in the middle who are either feeling shameful because they're not as smart as the one who caught it on in 10 seconds, or they're or they're going to go hang out with the kid who's getting in trouble because that's more interesting right now. It's keeping every student motivated. It supports an all-inclusive classroom, meaning every student can learn, and it addresses the diversity in the classroom. You'd be amazed that some people actually learn better because you had them demonstrate mastery differently. If we accommodate one, we accommodate all, and we hit all those IEP and 504 accommodations as well. We need movement. Movement helps everything. I love King Julian, and I love how he dances, and I love how he likes to move it. Movement is defined as purposeful activity during instruction. Did you know that incorporating movement improves a student's focus? It increases their ability to retain information. It literally takes 75% less reps if there is movement involved. It brightens their mood because it releases endorphins, and it also can positively affect their behavior because you're keeping them busy. So some movement strategies, some good movement strategies. This is where I would pause the class and I would have everyone go up to the board and write down different movement strategies that they do in class. Some good movement strategies are just take away their chair, take it away, or do a true-false section, or this or that, and have them stand up for their answers. Have them touch their nose, have them touch their ears, have them touch their toes, have them touch all three of them at once. Good luck. So this also is now, because this whole thing has a lot to do with movement, this is where also I would have you try it because you might like it. If you have a question, shout it out. I'm not going to hear you because you're at home. But we're going to try it. We're going to put the two concepts together. A fun fact, movement supports differentiation. How does it support differentiation? Students learn by doing. Can I put numbers on blocks to figure out volume? Or should I just give them a formula? I don't know what volume formula is. I'm not a math teacher. But is it better to give them the pieces that go into it so you can get the whole volume of it? Or should I just, and they can build it and they can have X amount of volume and Y amount of volume, or just here you go, here's a piece of paper and a pencil and figure it out. The first way is better. Movement adds variety. It helps regulate the behavior. Why? Because you're keeping those kids who have the attention deficits, you're keeping them busy. You're distracting that part of the brain that needs to be distracted so then the frontal lobe can start learning. Have stations, have them rotate throughout the room. You want stronger memory associations, so then have them move. It's seriously, it takes 4 to 500 reps for a person to memorize something, where then it just becomes common knowledge in their brain, like 2 times 2 is 4. If you add movement to it, going 2 times 2 is 4, oh look, I cut that number that I needed in half. So now I only need 200 to 250 reps for it to become common knowledge. Now I'm going to add a cadence to it. A cadence is like a sing-song to it. So now I have 2 times 2 is 4. I just made it a song, and I cut that number because I made it sing-song, cadence, movement, the whole thing. I've taken my 200 to 250 down to 100 to 125 to 50 to 60. 50, I don't know what, 162.5, 50 to 62.5. And then I can cut that even more if I were to just stand up and just go 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, and I stood up. Now I just need 25, and that's just going to be common knowledge, and I'm never going to forget it. Movement encourages social learning and team tasks as well. So not only are they getting education, they're getting social learning as well. But did you know that differentiation supports movement? How does it do this? If you work while you're standing up, you get the wiggles out, but you can focus on what's in front of you. You use your movement to demonstrate understanding. Touch your nose if you know what 4 times 4 is, and then every single kid that has their finger touching their nose, now all of a sudden you know who to call on randomly. Movement-based games can demonstrate mastery. We do a lot of things with rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And when we play rock, paper, scissors, shoot, whoever wins, now all of a sudden they get to answer the question. If they get the question right, they get to move on a game board. But okay, if you don't get it right, well, let's play again. It gives the movement a purpose. Differentiation does. You have a reason behind the movement. You're not just standing up and walking around. You're standing up and walking with a partner, and you are discussing how to memorize the nines on the multiplication table, and you discover there's the pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, forward and backwards to memorize the numbers. It's all inclusive when there's differentiation and movement. Everybody can do it. And honestly, when you put differentiation and movement together, it's real world application. It's not just A, B, C, or D. It's real world application. So a few slides ago, I had you hold a thought about class mastery. Let's revisit that. Can you increase that mastery number by using movement and differentiation strategies? So let's say you wrote down 80% of the class at 80%. Can you make that number higher? Now what I want you to do, and you have to write it down, think of a mastery goal for this coming school year. Write it down. I hope it's higher. I really hope it's higher. This is the part where I would then have you do this solo. For 10 minutes, I would have you reflect on a lesson plan you are going to teach in August. Where and how can you incorporate movement in the lesson? And where and how can you differentiate between the content, what they learn, the process, how they learn, the product, what they learned, or the environment, where they learn? Please note, don't do this sitting down. And when you are finished, and I check your work, you will have earned your chair back. After that, we would do sharing is caring, where we do it together. I would have each group at these tables with their squad share one new differentiation or movement strategy you plan to use this month. So what I'm going to do in August on the very first day, it's the first 2 days are half day school. And with it being a half day of school, it is the only time of the school year where I get to share 100% about me. I get the floor. The class is about me. It's not about them. It's about me. You get to learn me. And so I'm going to give them a color-coded handout where, because I'm going to give myself to the students in Spanish, I want them to write down answers to questions on different colored pieces of paper based on what they think their level of Spanish is. So maybe one paper will be in English, one paper will be half and half, one paper will be 100% in Spanish. Once they do that, we're just going to save that until the end of the year, and I'm going to do it again and see how much they grew. And then this is the ending part where anyone brave enough to share their new class mastery goal. Let's talk about the class mastery goal. My mastery goal is 100% at 100%. That was upside down. Here it is, 100% of the class at 100%. I have met this goal, believe it or not. 100% of the class at 100%. It costs me Chick-fil-A. It is attainable. The kids had a 300 question vocabulary test. They challenged me. 100% of the class at 100%. And I said, all right, bet. And they said Chick-fil-A. I said, yes, Chick-fil-A. We had chicken nuggets. We had mac and cheese. We had and potato chips. They don't cater French fries out here. But that was it. That was it. And we did it. We used it through different strategies. We did it through movement. It was amazing. And now that I know that a class can do it, I want them all to do it when it comes to this one specific lesson. My overall goal is 100% of the class at 90% or higher. Do I attain this? Yes, I do. How do I do it? Movement. Movement, movement, movement. You can too. How? Change it up. Print on different colored papers. Have them think, pair, share while walking. Take their chair away. Take their things away. Make them learn through movement. Make them learn through experience. Make them learn through gameplay. It takes a little bit of work, but once you do it, the results are astounding. Any questions? If not, you made it. Have a great day.